very disappointing because that's all the other supervisors were talking about. It was very, very deaf. We did get to see a garden snake though, not a giant one, just a garden. So we're clear. No, I really have gotten a lot of feedback, and Denise, thank you so much, and Mark and Yolanda. Thank you all for all your help getting everything together. We had over 50 people at dinner, and we had a full vote the next day at the board meeting. So much appreciated for all your support.
That was a nice one. Thank you. I also noted that RCRC workers were agreeing on Wednesday to change their name. So that was great. Because CSAC PIA and CSAC were the issues about changing the PIA.
Well, we wanted to reflect that it was no longer a regional organization. When RCRC started in '79, it was a group of counties in one specific region, and we now have 31 counties in the state, 58 counties that are members. So we start in Imperial County and go all the way up to North County, and have 31 counties in between. So we wanted to make sure that it was reflected. So it's
It is now the, let's see, rural counties representatives of California.
yes. Yeah. Rural counties representatives of California. We wanted to make sure RCRC, everyone knows RCRC. We just wanted to make sure that it was more reflective of our geographical makeup of counties. And we've had several other counties also request membership in our organization. We're going to be considering what our criteria for membership is. We don't have a population set. It's more, does your county have rural issues? And I recommend it's not to state rural issues. So one county is currently on the list for consideration, knowing that they only have a 10% suburban footprint, 90% of their county is rural, and they have the same issues that we were just under consider. And the staff at our service is just doing a tremendous job, and you all know that. So I would encourage anybody, if there's any issues coming up, you know, read it to me or Tricia Megas at our service. My question was earlier. I know Cindy Hillary at our service is working on mental health issues, and sometimes our sometimes the work supervisor position is different than the advocacy organization for our department heads. So whatever your department liaisons are, if your department head is advocating for something, they don't always align with what our board advocacy is. I'm going to cut across the No, RCRC is funded by a nonprofit housing authority. We made over $68 million in the past several years through nonprofit housing association and one other organization. So we have a dedicated source of funding that keeps the organization going. Like CSAC has its own funding arm as well, and our nonprofit is public benefit corporation. So that's how funding. And that's how we've been able to keep membership dues very low. I know there's been lots of years where we've all struggled with doing away with membership fees so that we can keep counties in, and we have. And many counties have called and said, look, we just can't afford to make these payments this year because everything else is happening. We have more than accommodated those situations. So it might have some of the things we've been able to accomplish, stopping some of the state grant, the residential blacks, and things like that. More than what was made in membership fees. And they're going to take a very active role in the Central Valley Flood protection plan that we all talked about at the joint cities and counties meeting that I attended, that we all attended last week. And there's definitely, and I brought that up twice last week at the landholders meeting and at our meeting, brought it up twice with people that were in the same county's concerned, and they both ran up to me, both times, staff ran up to me afterwards and said, my concerns were valid, and they weren't real. So I took that information back to Mary Pitto and back to Kathy Vann, and I guaranteed them that both of them have been working on regulatory policy for over 25 years, and I was very comfortable with what they were talking about. Because they removed the phase 3 and phase 4 plan in the Central Valley Flood Protection Plan, that removed the opportunity
come back with the detail.
That-
They would trust the government.
And that was my biggest concern, and upping the flood protection level to 200 years. And again, you know, Tom, I'm sure County Council Association is going to start getting heavily involved in this, because Kathy and Mary Carroll and our attorneys truly believe that it's a regulatory taking. But if we deny someone's application via a land use process based off of this centralized flood protection plan and inadequate details, that we don't have the findings to deny them if it's a zone piece of property in the correct general plan amendment, and if we deny that, then we are taking their property without findings. So it's going to get quite interesting in this next year. So definitely in the next circle round, we have our council association.
Definitely could be a release issue in the context, and that's other context.
And I know Supervisor Marshall, Paul Smith of our CRC asked me to thank Supervisor Marshall for all your work on the liability legislation in regards to fire districts, especially volunteer fire districts driving their private vehicles and the liability of those vehicles and their driving being put back on.
It's a bad bill, it's bill, AB 1551, and, I talked with, Paul and a couple of lobbyists. It's just a bad bill, however, I'm afraid it's gonna go forward. So it's gonna put a huge financial burden on the fire districts, because they are accepting the liability on the private vehicles of their firefighters anytime they're either responding to the firehouse, to an incident, driving it, to training, using their vehicle, or any use that may be associated with the fire department. And as you might expect, the private insurance is all over that. They're very supportive of that, because it transfers the risk from, let's say, Allstate to the district. Well, if you can imagine all your firefighters' personal vehicles are now going to have to be insured by the district. It was poorly written. They didn't include clauses that I recommended, to where if they were commandeered or it was in an emergency situation, that they were requested by an officer of the department. That was not included. It just gave them carte blanche to use their vehicles anytime they'd be covered by the district. That's a forfeit.
One of the other problems is it does reach past the districts and cause the county to have some liability,
Right.
because of districts, the way the districts are held under the county. But we would have no control of the vehicle. We wouldn't know if they were checking their tires regularly, you know, if they had bad tires. There's no control mechanisms there at all. And then the liability again, which is, so they're probably aware
So
of it.
huge concern for special district, fire district, as well as municipal fire departments. Some counties have required handling fire departments. Fortunately, we don't.
And one other item for, Mr. Gary, there is a bill that has been introduced in the Senate that passed natural resources unanimously to revoke the SRA fees. It did receive bipartisan support and now has to go to budget subcommittee, where they're not real comfortable with it's going to make it out of a budget, because the reason why they did that was to raise revenue. It's a new fee, it's not a tax, it's a fee, so let's create another fee to raise revenue. But it did pass natural resources unanimously, and we're going to keep pushing it through.
Yeah, and that's a bad bill. Because I spoke to that bill as well, and as you might expect, it is indeed a revenue generator for CAL FIRE, with no imposition of services. It's can go to administration and the money goes away.
And
That's a problem.
they still don't know, as far as the taxing goes, it would be back on the county, you know, back in the tax collector's office to be assessing these fees.
Right.
But yet at the same time, in this legislation, they have no lien capacity. The state has no ability to lien, it would be on the counties, but there was no mandate in the legislation to force us to do that either. So there's no, they have refused to address that question because there's no backup for that. So the question is, what happens when, let's use the county of Colusa, for example, we have the Bouts structure, let's say we own that, and it would be in the SRA, we'd be paying it per bed, the cost is per bed. So what would happen if the county didn't pay? You you know, or a private citizen didn't pay it, there's not that back. Not that they're advocating for that.
Well, they're trying to amend that bill, as I understand it, to exclude public facilities. You know, would only be on the private individuals' homes and resident, any habitable structure. So,
Did we get you to 10:05? Oh, yeah.
Might have
I also met with Supervisor Sullivan and Finnegan in Crescent City last week. So,
We'll get this side of the table later. We will go on to the 10:05 item, Ag Commissioner. So Joe can go inspect his tailwater pond. Consider approving requests for qualifications for the groundwater management plan and consultant list. Item A.
Good morning, Board. Ben Reishi from my department is taking the lead on our groundwater issues, and so I'm going to have Ben speak to this item.
So I'm working with Lester and Cena on implementing the groundwater management plan that was adopted in 2008. And as part of this groundwater management plan, we need to set up a technical support team. And part of that technical support team is a consultant. So what we need to do is send out this request for qualification to these companies to be able to hire one of them to help us in this support team. And we need to implement the groundwater management plan, so we are eligible for grant money under AB 303 local groundwater assistance program. And when we become compliant, we can apply for these grants. And a consultant would help us draft that grant.
Joe, I would caution the goal being grants. If the trade-off is use of your groundwater information so we can use it against you later, and we'll dangle grants in front of you to get you to do that,
Yes.
my answer is going to be no thank you.
Okay. We're being very careful to guard our groundwater things. We've already had some requests for it here and there. We've been very careful to let that out. What the AB 303, Lester Messina has done work with AB 303 grants in Vann County, because I believe he's done 2 or 3 of them. And it was his suggestion to us that we apply for this funding so that we can move our groundwater program along and do additional monitoring of groundwater, possibly wells, and get our system into place for what we can do for the future on this. And so that's the direction that we're headed. We're not committing to write the grant yet. So we'll be looking into the qualifications for the grant and what the grant's specifically about. But in our groundwater ordinance, we need to establish this technical advisory committee in order to keep moving forward on this.
On the technical advisory, there's a number of members of board supervisors.
The technical support team consists of county staff, which would be me, a representative from DWR, and the person from the consulting.
I'm requesting that you go back and look at the language to see if there's members of board supervisors to be on that technical advisory committee. Again, my concern is DWR is going to be participating in this, so they're going to be collecting our data.
Okay.
Okay.
I believe that DWR has most of it.
Well,
Groundwater data
they
design.
have the data that's available.
That's what they write, yes.
You're talking about getting grants for new data.
Okay.
Also,
That's the direction we'll head
my
in.
question is, how many members of the groundwater advisory committee do you have, and are they all in the business?
Yes. When we met, the last meeting that we had, they are in agreement, and we told them we would be moving forward with this request for qualifications.
Well,
Background Advisory
And
Commission.
I would also, there should be at least one or two members of the commission on this supervisory committee as well. Just because it says, you know, 3 GWR staff and somebody else will be on that, I'm not convinced that we can't turn it into the type of advisory committee that we want. This is going to be a very hands-on process.
Is there a possibility that I could go ahead and ask for requests for qualifications so that we could continue moving? I'm not going to commit to anything at this point, but once we get this and we make a decision to change the commission, then we could proceed from there, and I don't have to come back. I'm not going to commit to anything else at all. I'm just asking for,
Yeah.
can I do this?
Well, at this point, you don't have
At
to do
this-
running for this anyway.
That's right, it's just request for qualifications, all I'm
That's
asking for.
fine. Where the consultant was, students.
Lester helped us with that. And I'm also under the understanding we have to advertise also, but those are people that we would like to send a letter directly to.
I would maybe circle around to Mr. Franklin too. I'm sure he'll have, he has a very extensive consultant list that.
I know that Lester did consult with Steve.
We have to work with Steve on this. But yeah, we won't, if I can go ahead and ask for requests for qualifications, then we will work on the members of the committee.
I'll move it with the caveat that by the next board meeting, we bring the formation of the technical advisory committee to the board.
Okay.
Discuss and approve or not.
We'll do.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Moved by Van, second by Marcus, any other discussion? Roll call.
Supervisors. Andrew. Carter. Van. Aye. Marshall. And Evans.
Aye, passed 5-0, now we'll recess in the Board of Supervisors and convene as the Colusa County Air Pollution Control District Board. Item B is consider approving the application to administer the Fall Warrior Off-Road Voucher Extending Program and authorize the Director of Air Quality Standards to sign the application, further adopt the resolution of the governing board of the Colusa County Air Pollution Control District approving authorizing the application to administer the Carl and Moyer off-road voucher extending program and authorizing chairman to sign this resolution. Good morning.
I'm Casey Fairlands, County Appointment Board, for the record, you know, Supervisor Carter is disqualified herself because of the potential conflict.
So noted.
I'm Casey with Colusa County Air Pollution. Over the past year and a half, I've had several meetings with local businesses and growers regarding the placement of off-road equipment, i.e. tractors. Last year, we implemented the off-road equipment replacement program through CAPCOA, but it seems that we're not getting as much funding as we'd like. We've only approved for one project. Air Research Board said we can go to apply for the multi-district funds and implement the off-road voucher incentive program, which is a program that will replace equipment. The baseline equipment needs to be 25 to 175 horsepower with a new piece of equipment with the newest emission standards, again, 25 to 175 horsepower. This will allow, we applied for $250,000. That's the max we can offer at this time. But it's going to let the district run the program itself. It has its own policies and procedures, guidelines. It's through Carl Moyer. But this will allow us to implement more funding for off-road equipment replacement programs. And if approved, we'll be the first district in California to implement the off-road voucher incentive program.
And that does what?
It's the replacement of off-road equipment.
So it's like pumps and.
This is mainly tractor replacements.
Right.
Yes.
I guess that's.
We have a
More mobile equipment.
Right.
Yeah, we have a,
Instead of stationary.
yeah, we have Carl Moyer equipment that is stationary tools. This is for tractors only, off-road equipment tractors.
Did you say we're gonna be first in the?
For the off-road, they haven't, it's a new program. They have an on-road, which the bigger districts have run, and according to ARB, this will be the first or third group.
And this program is in addition to the current Carl Moore program that we're running for the stationary.
It's the same, yeah, it's different funding, but.
What competitive process are we in? I mean, awarded some farmer, so it could be pretty competitive. You know, how do you guys propose to do that? like almost like a lottery or
Well,
something?
what are the nuts and bolts?
The guidelines for this is very to the T. District has, we cannot do anything, it's, we can't, there's no leeway. So, I will accept applications, we'll set a date, and we'll go by the most cost-effective projects until the lowest cost-effective, so that, money's,
I'm asking questions for a reason. I mean, the nuts and bolts is the amount paid to the farmer by the horsepower. Per horsepower.
Describe the program.
Okay. They have the funding, they have-
Because I've already heard some stuff on the San Joaquin which makes me believe this is the same program that's already being done. So I'm just asking questions.
different districts don't have this program, but they do have tractor replacements. The funding, there's a funding matrix, it's based on hours of operation, horsepower, and the new, standards is gonna be tier 3, tier 4, interim tier 4, whatever's available for that horsepower and what tractor they're looking at. So we go down the funding matrix, and then that's what they get, if approved.
We follow the specific guidelines based on each project that is submitted to us. And they are rated as the most cost-effective. For example, the most, if you, like in our Carl Moyer program where we're with the stationary engines, if you're replacing a diesel engine with an electric engine, which is considered zero emission, that goes to the very top of the program because it's a program that realizes the most environmental benefit. And so the tractor replacement for the tractors will be scored in a similar manner based on exact specifications that we're given to implement the program based on each individual application that comes in. And then the funding will be awarded as a percentage of the total cost of the project, is how I understand it.
And the project is a new tractor.
Yes.
So the new tractor, I'm Mr. Farmer out here, and I need to have a new tractor sitting in my yard. And over next to it, I have to have a 7G or an old 3T with a big hole in the side of the block.
That's correct.
That you'll give me $55,000 for that tractor.
That's correct.
And I get to keep it and then sell it for scrap.
Yeah, the baseline engine, the one that you're replacing, has to have a 3-inch rolling block, and it has to be taken to a dismantler, which we'll have contracts for. They need to break it down according to the guidelines. 3-inch hole in the engine block. Once that's completed, post inspections are done. The new engine or the new tractor is been delivered, and our post inspection for that engine has been completed. We can go on with payment.
But it has to, it has to be a piece of equipment that, the polluting piece of equipment has to be functioning, is that
Yes.
correct?
That's part of
It
it.
can't be an engine with a blown.
Yeah.
Right.
The
Right, so the
piston
one
went
that's
through
not
the
Part of
side.
our pre-inspection is to visually see it operate.
Like the stationary program, it's to replace old polluting pieces of equipment.
Correct.
Yes.
And this program allows the district to implement a program and not capital, which.
Who's responsible for the dismantling part of the engine? Do you take possession of the actual engine and then take it to the dismantler, or is
Is
that the program applicant's responsibility?
It will be delivered to the dealership, the new tractor is being delivered to, that's where I'll do my inspections. From there, we'll go, right now, I think we'll go with West Coast Combine Tractor as a dismantle, which we have contracts with the other program.
So you're sure that the engine is off the market?
Yes, and I take pictures, and there's 3 inspections I can do, make sure the serial numbers match, and
Okay, so then that engine is destroyed?
destroy, and that piece of equipment is deemed inoperable.
Okay.
Okay, so moved.
Second.
Moved by Murray, second by Martin. Any other discussion?
Advertising of this program will occur.
Our outreach, newspapers, we're gonna do some training with the dealerships. They have to at least, once a year have that training on this program.
Barbara,
What's that?
Barbara.
Yes, yeah. And we'll do that with the other program, or other programs.
But you've not been awarded this grant?
No, it's more. This is just to, approve the application for,
But the list, the list of waiting parties is long already?
yes.
They've been asking for a program like this for
I'm sure
quite
they
a
have.
while. Yes.
There's no issue if you want to conduct a bid for the vendor.
Yeah, we
Over
don't,
$5,000? Does that,
Well, the ordinance says for services, anything 5,000 over must be publicly bid. That's what the ordinance says, and it's been in place a long time. So this sounds to me as completely a service, and therefore, unless the department is going to get a waiver from the board when they're ready to implement this program, because they have some particular mind, they want to use, and they have plans, the board
I'm looking at that to make sure they're very interested.
Well, these phones don't want to serve the brand anyway.
No, I'm getting back to the
The
scan.
disposal of the trash.
We have the answer.
can you repeat what you're asking?
Do you know what the county code is in regards to having to put things out to bid? The amount of money you're allowed to spend, you have to have to go out to bid for services. And if you spend over a certain dollar amount, you have to go out to bid for services.
Unless there's a waiver of the board.
Unless-
Which we have talked to the common board, regarding common board program and our resolutions that Eric wanted us to, review the language, and as agreed upon that the language approved that we don't need to do that.
Well, we have to bid on that.
Oh, I know.
What they're talking about is when you're talking about the salvage.
Right, when you.
The salvage.
Contract.
It's a salvage portion of the program.
Do you have something to get paid for this?
Yes.
Government, they do not,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, they don't get any payment from this program.
The salvage.
The salvage.
The benefit is selling the scrap.
Okay.
For the record, the language that I talked with Casey about in the past has to do with who gets to sign the Carl Moyer, the normal run of the Carl Moyer payment agreement between the county and the farmer. And I've seen language that has been approved by the board that delegates that authority to Casey.
For that, nothing to do with contract.
That's what I have talked to him about. That's what I believe.
Yes, that's what I'm missing.
No, when you said that they would receive funds, the company that was taking the engine was mad.
The salary is not selling from.
Yeah, George, make sure, all your sub-departments understand what the threshold is for,
I do.
what it's on.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Supervisors is Gray. Dan? Aye. Mark? And
No. 411, pass.
three,
All right, well, guess what? We have a 10:30 a.m. recess scheduled that we will take right after I come out of recess as the chairperson of the board and reconvene as the board of supervisors. We'll proceed to recess for 15 minutes.
Yeah,
I got it.